You wanna dance? Hello, YouTube. This is Corey P, aka Course, aka Cancer Boy 85, aka I have a lot of names. Today I wanted to come to you because I just haven't made a video in a while. And let's see, what do I want to talk about? Oh, it's a lot of things that's been sort of going on in my life. I wanna talk about this. So the tea is that Miss Bishop Eddie Long is stepping down from New Birth as the head pastor. Oh shit, hold on. That was my nap time warning. What was I saying? Oh, but yes, and Miss Thing is stepping down as the minister, as the head minister. And, I knew that was going to happen. It's like, when you get caught in a scandal like that, you really can't live that down, especially when you're a person like Bishop Eddie Long, when you're in a position when, like your reputation is everything. And I hate to say it, but he's kind of like the victim of his own bigotry. He did this whole crusade against homosexuals, and here you are caught in a homosexual scandal, and now you gotta step down, even if it's not, even if it's a lie, which I don't think it's a lie. Like, come on. Um, and I get that a lot. Like my mom, because I used to be a member. My mom and my mom, my dad, me, and my brother, we're all members of that church for like 10 years, plus 10 years. Um, started going there when I was 9, and I stopped when I was about 17. Because we moved away. But yeah, like I'm still technically a member. Like I haven't, switched memberships to any church. I'm still technically a member, but I just haven't physically been in so long. But yeah, what was I saying? But yeah, my mom, just to this day, she just believes that, the media is out to get Bishop Eddie Long, and the world is trying to destroy him and what he's trying to do. And all scandal aside, there are some things about Bishop Eddie Long that I like. Like he did kind of create a sense of empowerment for our community, African American community, especially here in Atlanta, Georgia. It's like he kind of motivated this community to just better ourselves, and not to be think and be in this mentality that we can't have this or we can't do that simply because of this, because of this, or because of where we come from, from the hood, so that means we always got to be in the hood. No. Or I'm from the country and I'm poor, and that's just how it's gonna be. No. So for that, I give him props. I give credit where credit is due. And just empowering our community in that way through faith and prayer and hard work and all those things, you can achieve whatever it is that you want. Now, that's what I like about him. What I don't like was the whole like gay situations, because as a young gay lit, honey, I used to sit in that church, and when he used to get on the homosexuals, I mean, a little gay 12-year-old me is just like sinking into my seat, like, oh my god, like, a little part of me kind of dies a little bit every time he used to talk about, the gays, because I was one of them. Like, I knew, at least around that age, that, I was not really into girls the way a lot of my peers were, who were guys, were into girls. Like, I knew that I kind of was crushing on some boys, and, it just seemed like, oh, girl. It just seemed like, I was constantly told how that was wrong and sick and disgusting and horrible. So, you know, it is what it is. So, but I mean, yeah, this is news, I guess. He's stepping down. I wonder who New Birth is gonna have as their next pastor. Like, honestly, like, I'm glad, because I think, like, it's just ushering in a new era. I mean, I'm not happy that Bishop Long, I'm not, rejoicing in like his career is dead or anything like that. Like, I'm not rejoicing at that. I'm just saying, like, just with the black church in general, like, there needs to be a new way of thinking. I think Bishop Eddie Long and a lot of others, have abused their power and are abusing their power, and they're becoming exposed. Like, and that's just with any religious institution. Like, I think, a lot of people now don't rely so much on an institution like, Christianity or the church. I don't say just Christianity, but the church. Let me not say Christianity because, I'm still a Christian, but I just don't rely on the church or, this church building as my everything, because it's letting us down, because it's ran by people, and people are flawed, and people aren't perfect, people make mistakes, but it's just the reason why it really takes the cake is because these are the people that will quickly tell you how wrong your life is and how foul you're living. And underneath it all, to quote No Doubt, honey, y'all are doing a lot of nasty shit, a lot of sneaky shit, a lot of you know funny shit, i.e. Bishop Eddie Long sucking teenage boy penises and tricking them off with gifts. I mean, that shit was gonna catch up with you. And it was just a matter of time. And the Bible does say, like, in these last days that, false prophets are becoming exposed, honey. And, like, I think with a lot of people, especially in the black churches, especially these black mega churches, they put so much emphasis on the minister. Like, he's just the messenger. And I think that's the problem. Like, with Bishop Adelon, people, he has a fan club. He doesn't have a congregation. And I hate to say it, but my mom is kind of a part of the fan club because she just refuses to believe it. And I'm like, Mama, one, this man is not God. He is a person. Admit that to yourself. He is a person who has dark thoughts, demons, you know, secret desires, all that. That same thing, shit that runs through our brains. Same shit runs through his brains. You know what I'm saying? Some stuff that we don't want people to know that we think about or that we do, and some of the stuff that we do undercover. You know what I'm saying? He does that shit too. He's a person. He's a man. He's human. And but he's a human in a high profile situation, and he was abusing his power, or he was not smart enough to really, you know, like, one of the things that, I don't know if you guys know about, like, assassins and ninjas, but I was reading something about it, and they always act as if they're gonna get caught. So they're always second guessing, not second guessing, but always covering up their steps. And see, he didn't do that because I guess in his mind, he wasn't gonna get caught. He was too high up. Girl, you know, God giveth and God taketh away, honey. And just as quick as you got up there, honey, you right on back. He brought you right on back, and it's okay. Like, you kind of need to be brought down a notch, when you run around driving Bentleys and you have a 7, 8 figure salary, and half the people in your congregation are barely paying rent or not paying their rent to give you these exuberant amount of tithe. I mean, it's something's wrong. So and like, the issue that I have with you know the whole thing was, when he had his chance to clear his name, he didn't really say he didn't do it. And that's always been like the one thing people are like, you never said you didn't do it. You never said, what was the famous speech? I got a rock. I got 4 rocks or some shit like that, and I haven't thrown one yet. I mean, it was like, okay, but did you do it or not? Like, so yeah, but Miss Eddie Long is stepping down. I also, if you guys heard about that whole, like, his wife filed for divorce, but I think she reneged on the divorce papers because she was just saying, like, she was seeking out the world, and for and that's why she did the divorce thing, and she had to bring herself back. And I commend you for trying to be Christ-like and all that, but Vanessa, baby, you have every right, as a woman who stood by this man, giving him everything, your youth, put his needs before yours, been the background in his foreground. You have every right to be like, what the fuck? You should be like, what the fuck? You're like, I would. And if that means filing for divorce and separating from this nigga, I mean, I don't know too many women that would just be like, want to stay in the same house with a man, their husband, who is like been outed literally for like some gay shit. Like it's like clearly what I have to offer you don't want. You know, you just or you know you've wandered onto something new. I can't compete with that. Can't compete with a dick. You know. And it's nothing wrong with being like, damn, I just want a divorce from this bitch. I think, you know, maybe, okay, fine, if you don't want to do the divorce, I think you should at least do like a trial separation. Just give yourself some air. Go do some stuff. Go live with your sister or whoever, you know, a girlfriend. And just kind of be by yourself for a little bit and evaluate how you want to do this. Because it's like, I mean, girl, like, this is some serious shit. Like, your man has been tricking off 5 teenage boys. Not young ladies, young men. I mean, that's a lot. That's a lot to take in. All jokes intended on that one. You know, so yeah, it's like, come on, like, you know, I mean, I don't like understand like some of these, you know, uber Christians, and they just like try so hard to like denounce their human side. God gave you these emotions and these feelings for a reason. And it's okay to express them when the time is right. If there was ever time for you to be an angry bitch, it's time. You know, like every day. I mean, I'm not saying you gotta torture this man, but you know, it's okay if you're angry. It's okay if you just want to curse him out. This nigga has been sucking boy dicks for like years, lying to you, having you looking like a fool. It's okay if you know you want to punch him. You know, it's totally understandable. It's totally justifiable. You have every right. But you know, fine. If you want to stay with him, I mean, that's your life. But I'm just saying, I think she personally needs to just do a trial separation if you don't want to divorce him right away. And I know you didn't sign a prenup. At least I hope you didn't. Because, you know, when you married him, he wasn't really much of anything. So I know you didn't sign a prenup. So, girl, either way, you straight, like, in the money situation. So, yeah, it's like, you know. But yeah, man, it's just, it's. I heard about that, though. And, like, but yeah, like, I think, like, this is the time that the black church, especially the New Birth, you know, and the people that are leaving, they're the ones that were, like I said, the fan club. And now that even their superstar is gone, you know, he has a tarnished reputation. You know, they don't know what to do, which you know at least shows you that they really weren't going to church for the right reasons anyway. So you know, but New Birth has got a lot of restructuring to do, and I'm curious to see how that's gonna go. And you know, hopefully Creflo, TD, all y'all, you know, if you got some shit in the closet and your skeletons, y'all need to make sure you clean house before it gets exposed. Because Lord knows when you saw what happened to your boy Eddie, you know, he got nice and exposed, and that shit was not pretty, honey. He was like he is now a ballroom kiki. He is a joke at every dinner table now. You know, so honey, if y'all ain't right, you need to get right now. And it's just sad because like, but yeah, I was talking to my mom and she just still believes like he is innocent. He didn't do anything. And you know, I know there's two sides to every story, but I guess what I believe is because I believe he's guilty is because of just the city we're in. This is Atlanta. This is the down low capital of the world. This is Atlanta, aka Haterville, aka Stunt City, aka Down Low Avenue. You know, everybody is not who they seem. And I've lived in Atlanta a majority of my life. And ever since I hit puberty, honey, I've had some old men trying to get in my booty. So girl, like, you know, it just makes sense. And then like, you know, it's just a lot of things, a lot of gaps that didn't really, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of gaps, like with the whole Longfellows thing. Like I remember when I was a member, and they were talking about the Longfellows program. Nobody could tell you for the life, for the love of God, nobody could tell you how you get involved. Like, do you sign up? Do you write an essay? What do you do? How do you get to be a part of this program? Like, how do you get on to be a member of the Longfellows program? Nobody knew. And then the answer that I got, I think, was, "Oh, God chooses. God tells Bishop who to choose." That, was in itself was I was kind of like, okay, well, whatever. I mean, I personally, I wasn't trying to be in Longfellow's program because he was targeting kids who didn't have fathers in the home, who came from broken homes, and my parents were in the home. So I pretty much grew up with both of my parents in the house, well-adjusted kids, so I never had that issue. But it was just the fact that how do that you're chosen? Like, what is that? It's birthright? Is that what you're telling me? It's manifest destiny? Like, okay, I mean, whatever. And then it's just the level of gifts. Like these motherfuckers was getting cars and shit, down payments on a home for their families and shit. Like, I mean, I've heard of some mentoring programs, and most thing that they do, they'll take you to the movies, they'll take you out to eat. It's the mentors will spend time with you. Maybe take you on like a camping trip. You know, oh, we going, canoeing, but honey, this motherfucker was taking them around the world. To giving them extravagant gifts and shit. Like that's real suspect. Like, as much as everybody wants to like try to deny that, like what did you do to deserve this nice ass car, fully paid for? Like, what are you doing? And you're only 15. Like, what are you doing? Like, okay, fine, he wanted to give you a car. Why didn't he go to the used car lot and give you a nice cheap car and just be like, hey, this is your first car? You know, if he was that kind of, mentor, like if he was just rich and wanted to give you shit, like he gave you a brand new, spanking new, like that's some shit you give somebody you fucking, like, I'm sorry, I'm just saying. So, you tell me, I don't know. But yes, girl, he's stepping down. That's the point I'm trying to make. He's stepping down, and it's a good idea that he steps down because, honey, you need to. You can't live that down, and nobody's gonna let you live that down. So, and part of it is your fault because like you put so much emphasis on the evils of homosexuality and yada yada yada, and like I said, you caught doing some gay shit, and now it's just you look real stupid. So yeah, it's best that you just lay low, like lay real low. And I better not catch you at any gay pride functions 2012, girl, because I will take a picture and put it on Twitter. I'm just saying. Looky, looky, a new cookie. Bishop Eddie Long, formerly the head pastor of Good Brother Church, was spotted at the 2012 ATL Pride pool party. Bam. What was that? Were you delivering souls? Just saying. But anyway, I gotta get out of here. Bye now.